The following programming is EI, educational and informative.
Today on Mystery Hunters.
We're here. We're teaming up to hunt for UFOs.
Underwater.
Could there be a secret UFO base in the ocean near Puerto Rico? He says, I saw a glowing light deep underwater. What do you think it was? Aliens. I'm going to Puerto Rico to track down the underwater lights myself.
And I'm searching the deepest part of the Atlantic Ocean to find evidence of a UFO base. Is there more down there than meets the eye? I think I see something.
And Doubting Dave shows you how to make your own underwater UFO.
You probably already have everything you need in your fridge.
Could some underwater UFO sightings be hoaxes, just like this one?
If there are alien spaceships hiding in the ocean, we're gonna find them.
This is Mystery Hunters.
We'll be right back with more Mystery Hunters. We now return to Mystery Hunters.
Looks like your average tropical paradise, right?
Wrong.
Tons of UFOs have been reported here in Puerto Rico, but they're not like any UFOs we've ever investigated. These UFOs aren't coming from the sky. They're coming from out there. The ocean. And there have been so many sightings, some people are beginning to wonder if down there under the water, there might be a UFO base. Hola! Pietro Ventura is a fisherman. He's been living in Vieques his whole life. He says he's seen strange lights underwater. Where were you when you saw the lights? He says, I saw the light when I was out there. I was fishing with my son. All of a sudden, we couldn't believe our eyes. We saw a gigantic circle of light, deep underwater. He said he could tell by looking at it that it was something very weird. What do you think it was?
De extraterrestre, o de llamados los UFOs.
He says, I think it was UFOs, UFOs.
Inexplicable. No sabía qué era y lo estuve mirando.
A lot of people have seen strange things around here.
Y luego pues lo ignoré. Tal vez pueda haber lo que se conoce como una base submarina.
He says, people say there's a UFO base down there. Somewhere. Pietro is not the only one who's seen strange lights in the water. This is Bill. He lives here. He says he's seen light coming right out of the water.
Makes us flash like a ball of fire.
Do you think you could draw it for me?
Yeah.
Could these really be UFOs? And if they are, why are they here? Why do so many people see UFOs around here?
Araya, you'll never believe what I dug up. Check this out. That's the world's largest radio telescope. It was used to send a message out into space, like Earth saying, "Hi, aliens, are you out there?" Guess where it is?
Here in Puerto Rico?
Exactly. What if some aliens got the message and thought it was an invitation to come visit?
Yeah, that could totally be it. Maybe the... No. They're here.
Araya, what's going on?
Just joking. Do you have any other leads?
Very funny, Araya. Well, how about this? Right next to Puerto Rico, at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, is a trench bigger than the Grand Canyon. It's the deepest part of the ocean. Don't you think that would be a great place for aliens to hide?
Cool. I'll go down and take a look.
I don't think so. It's way too deep. The water pressure would crush your head like an egg.
You're right. So if I can't go down there, how can I go and see if there's an alien base?
You can't, but I can. I found a way to explore the deepest part of the ocean and live to tell about it. Hi, Chris.
Christina, Are you ready to fly in the Puerto Rican trench?
Yes, I am.
This is like a video game, and you're going to get a chance to actually experience the Puerto Rican trench in virtual reality.
Scientists have created an exact 3D map of the deepest part of the ocean floor by bouncing sound waves off of it from a ship on the surface. Now it's my turn to go to where nobody has gone before. With 3D glasses and this control, I can look for aliens on the deep sea floor as if I was really there.
Do you want to make a high-flying UFO you can launch out of the water?
Sure.
Definitely. Not really.
You probably already have everything you need in your fridge.
You need 2 big soda bottles, a bicycle pump, an inner tube, a cork, a barbecue grill, like the kind you use to blow up a ball, and a long piece of clear plastic tubing that's at least twice as tall as you, and just wide enough to fit over your inflating needle. You also need an adult around when you do this, and some shallow water to launch your UFO from.
And make sure you're in a wide open space so your UFO doesn't break any.
First, empty the bottles. Next, cut out the middle of one bottle. Then, with a marker, draw 3 shark fins on it. And cut those fins into flaps. Bend the flaps up so they look like rocket fins. Then slide this tube over the top of your whole bottle and tape it in place. Make your UFO nose cone by taping the spout end of the cut bottle over the bottom of the whole bottle. Pour some water into the whole bottle until it's a little less than half full. Then, put a cork in it. And you've got your very own UFO.
So how do you make it fly from the water?
Carefully cut off the nozzle of your inner tube. Then, push it into the end of your long tube with the metal part sticking out. Push the fat part of the inflating needle into the other end of your tube so the needle sticks out. Now get a plastic pipe and jam it through the barbecue grill, then tape it in place. This is your launch pad. Run your tube up through the plastic pipe so the needle comes out the top. Next, push the inflating needle through the cork at the bottom of your UFO. Then ask your adult friend to place your UFO and launch pad in some shallow water. Run your fuel line away from the water. Then you can start pumping. And keep pumping until the pressure pops the cork in your UFO and shoots it into the air. And if you really want to freak people out, put some glow sticks or bicycle lights on your UFO and launch it at night.
It just goes to show you lights coming out of the water aren't necessarily proof that there's a UFO base below.
We'll be right back with more Mystery Hunters. We now return to Mystery Hunters.
People in Vieques, Puerto Rico have reported seeing strange lights traveling through the ocean and flying into the air. Could they be UFOs coming from an underwater base? I'm going to use this 3D map of the deepest part of the ocean to see if there are any aliens hiding out there. There are so many hiding spots down here. It really wouldn't surprise me if there's an alien base. What's that? That's strange. That round structure, it's like a saucer or a base, but I can't get any come I can't get a closer look?
It's really just a simple map with shapes.
Chris says the map doesn't have enough detail to see a city or a UFO base.
If you were thinking of a building the size of the building we're sitting in, you wouldn't see it on the seafloor. It would be just a fuzz spot on the picture. You'd have a sense of where it might be, but it's really a mystery what's down there.
Hey, Christina, did you find anything?
Yeah, I did see one strange thing, a kind of circular structure that might have been a base, but I couldn't get close enough to tell. The virtual map isn't very detailed, and if there is an alien base down there, it would be almost impossible to find.
Don't worry about it, Christina. I don't think we're gonna have to go down to the trenches. Check this out.
Araya, what is that?
That's what I'm here to find out. I'm in Vieques, Puerto Rico, where strange creatures make the water glow. Is this what Pietro saw? We saw a gigantic circle of light, deep underwater.
How's it going?
Going all right.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it is, but what is it?
They're marine creatures, bioluminescent.
These creatures look like they're from another planet, but actually they're tiny glowing animals that live here in Bio Bay. They're way too small to see without a microscope, but because there are millions of them, they make the water seem to glow. This could explain at least some of the UFO sightings. But what about the lights our eyewitness saw shooting out of the water? Can any of these sea creatures jump out of the water?
No way they can do it.
The underwater lights are very cool, but they're not UFOs. They're sea creatures. And I still can't explain the lights our eyewitness saw coming out of the water.
I'm way ahead of you, Araya. Check this out.
If there are aliens hiding in the ocean, how can they live underwater? I got an email from 14-year-old Daniel Spencer of London, England, that may give us the answer. Take a look on the Mystery Illustrator.
Dear Doubting Dave, I always thought it would be impossible for a person to breathe underwater. But then I heard that some land creatures like us can stay underwater for a while if they bring oxygen bubbles in with them. Is that true?
Well, Daniel, put some sunscreen on. Lots of land creatures breathe underwater using air bubbles, but almost all of them are bugs.
They trap air in a bubble on top of the water and bring it down with them when they dive so they can breathe from it. Some bugs can stay underwater for a few minutes with an air bubble, but other bugs can live off one air bubble for months.
As for you and me, Daniel, we can trap air and stay underwater too. Ow!
Thousands of years ago, divers would put their heads under a big upside-down bowl called a diving bell, then drop down into the water and breathe the trapped air.
The problem is you can't stay underwater for very long like that because you run out of air.
But new diving bells are much more advanced. They have pumps that replace old air with new air so you can stay underwater for hours. And now there are underwater labs in the ocean where people work and sleep for days.
So, Daniel, humans can stay underwater for a pretty long time now. As for aliens, it's possible they'd also have the technology to live underwater. But I'd need to see more than a few lights before I believed they were there. You got me. I knew it! I told you you'd get a sunburn.
We'll be right back with more Mystery Hunters. We now return to Mystery Hunters.
What are the strange lights people have seen flying out of the ocean near Vieques? Are they UFOs coming from an underwater base?
Nick, Jeff. Welcome.
Hi, Dr. Newton.
Hi, you must be Christina.
What can you tell me about this thing?
Well, this is called the Deep Worker 2000, and it's one of the deepest diving small submersibles made anywhere in the world. This allows you to go to 2,000 feet and stay down there all day if you wish. Pretty wild-looking rig, huh?
Yeah, this really looks like it's from outer space. If our eyewitnesses in Vieques saw something like this, they might definitely think it was a UFO. Can I take this for a ride?
Absolutely. Let me get out of this stuff, and you climb in, and we'll take it from there.
Awesome. Let's go.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Set your oxygen system.
Okay.
There you go. Great.
All right, Christina, you all set to go?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Might take a little bit of a bump.
Okay, guys, this is it. Ah, here we go. Touching water. I think we're ready to rock and roll. Underwater. Could the people in Vieques have seen a contraption like this and thought it was a UFO?
Marker, Deep Worker, this is topside. Do you copy?
I copy.
But how you make it out? You're down there flying like a champion. Everything okay?
Everything is awesome. This is so sweet.
That's a big 10-4. Talk to you later.
Bye, Phil. Totally popped my ears.
So what do you think of that?
It was great. My gosh, it was so great. I could live down there.
Bill said he saw lights coming out of the water.
It makes us flash like a ball of fire.
I wonder if Deep Worker can fly.
I know Deep Worker can go really fast, but can it fly out of the water?
Oh, I wish, but no, it can't.
What if we were going at top speed towards the surface? Would it look like it could come out?
It would look like it was going to go right through the surface, but then fall back down again. It can't fly.
Are there any man-made vehicles that can travel underwater and fly through the air?
Well, you know, you hear rumors about vehicles that can do just that, can fly and go underwater, but those would be military vehicles and very hush-hush, very top secret.
The military may keep its special vehicles secret, but that doesn't mean I can't try to find out. The U.S. military stores all its files on Navy projects in a public library on board this submarine. If they've made a ship that can fly underwater and in the air, the officers here would know about it.
The question is, will they tell me? Lieutenant Jones. Hi, I'm Christina.
Hi.
Can I ask you a couple of questions?
Absolutely.
Has the U.S. Navy built any manned vehicles that can travel underwater and into the air?
Well, the U.S. Navy, and specifically the submarine force, is capable of some really neat things, but we do not have manned aircraft that are launched from underwater submarines.
Is it possible that they're developing this type of vehicle?
Well, we don't know what the future holds. However, at the current time, we don't have the technology or the need for manned aircraft that are launched out of submarines.
If they did exist, is it possible that the Navy has been testing them in Puerto Rico?
Well, like I said before, we have some really neat things in the United States submarine force. However, manned aircraft launched from underwater submarines just isn't one of them.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, any luck?
I guess they're just rumors. They didn't tell me anything.
Don't worry about it. I've just uncovered a U.S. Navy base right here in Vieques. If they have something that can explain these lights, I'll find it.
Good luck.
What are you doing up here? Did you see the sign? You cannot enter there, young man.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Araya. I'm with Mystery Hunters.
Mystery Hunter, cool.
Oscar Diaz guards this property. Today it's a fish and wildlife reserve, but not long ago it was used by the U.S. Navy. Is there something here they don't want people to find? Have you seen any underwater UFOs around here?
What? Not really. You know, we don't have any evidence that we have any extraterrestrial life here on Vieques.
Well, what do you think the lights are?
Go on with me. Jump in the back of the truck.
So this is it?
This is it. Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you know what? This area was used by the Navy for military exercises. You see that building on the top of that bridge over there?
Yeah, right there.
That was used as the Navy headquarters when they were doing the military exercises here.
Well, what were they doing out there?
They were bombing to some...
Oscar says there's a lot of detonated and undetonated ammunition underwater here that's not been cleaned up by the Navy. You mean bombs that haven't exploded yet?
Yes, you're right.
This is video of ammunition exploding underwater. Debris flies out of the water, and often there are bright flashes, too. That definitely sounds like what our eyewitness saw. Looks like it wasn't a UFO our eyewitness saw. It was probably just old Navy ammunition.
And the underwater lights could have been glowing fish or a special vehicle being tested by the U.S. Navy. But you have to admit, if aliens did want to set up an underwater base, the Puerto Rican Trench would be a great place to do it.
Yeah, I'll go over the radio telescope to send out a message. The trenches are available for rent. Clean, quiet, and only 10 minutes from downtown.
See you at headquarters.
All right, bye. Remember, things aren't always what they seem.
This is MeTV, Providence, New Bedford's home for memorable entertainment television. That's memorable.